Sims takes the inbound feed. Here's Plum, a hop in her step. Plum, the blow-by in the left hand.
What happens when a rising rookie meets a battle-tested champion and gets publicly humiliated on the court? One viral gesture, one fierce response, and a rivalry the WNBA didn't see coming. This isn't just about basketball. It's about pride, power, and the fire that's fueling Angel Reese's rise. And it all started with 2 words: too small. The Los Angeles Sparks were already in control of the game, up by double digits. Plum, known for her fearlessness and 2 WNBA titles, drove hard to the basket. Angel Reese, the rookie phenom with a reputation for toughness, stepped up to contest. Plum finished the play, then turned and flashed the too small hand gesture toward Reese. It wasn't subtle, it was sharp, and it sparked immediate debate. Plum's move wasn't just about one play, it was a message, a veteran laying claim to her territory. For someone like Plum, who's climbed to the top of the league with grit and persistence, a rookie like Reese, famous more for her college stardom and social presence, might feel like a challenger who hasn't earned her stripes yet. But here's where things get even more interesting. Plum didn't just drop the taunt and move on. She dominated. Scoring 28 points with 8 assists, she was the heartbeat of her team's win. It was a masterclass in experience. And it happened on a night where all eyes were already on Reese. Reese didn't clap back online. She didn't call out Plum in interviews. Instead, she played ball. Despite the Sky's 91-78 loss, Reese posted a strong double-double. 13 points, 12 rebounds, plus 4 assists and 2 steals. She was once again the team's most consistent performer and earned the Sky's Player of the Game nod. After the game, she simply said, "We have to stay together." Calm, focused, committed to the bigger picture. But off the court, the flames were already spreading. Reese had posted a bold photo with a self-assured caption shortly after another tough loss. Critics jumped on it, accusing her of caring more about clout than wins. Her fans, though, saw it differently. Confidence, resilience, branding. Welcome to the new WNBA, where players are more than athletes, they're brands. Reactions were split. Some praised Reese for staying true to herself amid adversity. Others said it was a bad look for a team still searching for its first win. Sports media amplified the drama. Debate shows questioned her leadership. Twitter lit up with comparisons. Reese versus Plum, old school versus new school, respect versus bravado. And while all that was happening, the WNBA got something it desperately needed: tension, drama, a story to follow. Because whether you love or hate the taunt, one thing's certain: it made people care. Rivalries build leagues. They give casual fans a reason to tune in. And Reese versus Plum is shaping up to be just that. This wasn't just a rookie being put in her place. It was the start of something bigger, a visible, gripping rivalry that the WNBA needs more of. These moments are crucial. They create storylines. They draw eyeballs. They give fans reasons to care long after the final whistle. For a league hungry for spotlight, this was pure gold. Angel Reese didn't just arrive in the WNBA, she exploded onto the scene. A viral star in college, nicknamed the Bayou Barbie, she's become known for her confidence, her outspoken nature, and her hustle. But with the spotlight comes scrutiny. Every post, every comment, every mistake. It's part of the deal when you're one of the most followed rookies in league history. Reese's mother and O'Neal sported custom-made shirts with animations of the LSU star on the front. On the back, the shirt said, "Bayou Barbie is my favorite senior," referring to Reese's well-known nickname. Her journey to this point wasn't easy. Reese battled her way through injuries, critics, and an ever-growing spotlight during her college career. She transformed herself into a household name with raw emotion, incredible talent, and a willingness to speak her mind. That same boldness followed her into the pros, and it's not going anywhere. So far, Reese is doing her job. She's putting up solid numbers, she leads the Sky in rebounds, she plays with fire, but the team is 0-3. And when your team loses, even your best performances get buried under criticism. That's the paradox Reese is navigating, playing well while the team struggles and taking heat for things out of her control. Meanwhile, Kelsey Plum didn't need to say anything after the taunt. Her play spoke volumes, but that didn't stop fans from dissecting her every move. Some argued she crossed a line. Others said it was just good old-fashioned competition. Either way, Plum left her mark and lit a fire that's still burning. The Sky's next test? The Phoenix Mercury. Another chance for Reese and her team to reset and refocus. Another shot to show that this isn't just talk. Reese knows all eyes are on her now, not just for the numbers she posts, but for how she leads, how she responds, how she carries herself through adversity. There's also another layer to this drama, one that goes beyond the court. Reese represents a new generation of athletes who blend sport with social media, activism, and influence. She's not just a player, she's a brand. Every outfit, every caption, every comment, it's all part of her narrative. And in a league that's growing fast, that kind of visibility is invaluable. In her post-game remarks, Reese didn't fan the flames. She didn't shade Plum or whine about the loss. She emphasized team unity. That might be the most mature thing anyone said all night, because while rivalries are fun, championships are built on trust, sacrifice, and togetherness. Reese knows that, and she's trying to show it.
I'm just trying to focus on what I need to do for the team. I know my teammates need me to facilitate and rebound and do a lot of things on the defensive end. So just letting the game come to me, but I know what my teammates need me to do every night. So I try to do it as best as I can to do that.
This moment, taunt and all, has sparked bigger questions about what it means to be a star in today's WNBA. Can you be flashy and humble? Can you post bold selfies and still be seen as a team-first player? Can you be marketable and mature at the same time? Reese is living in that tension, and her every move is teaching us something new about the modern athlete. She's young, she's learning, but she's not backing down. Every challenge she faces is shaping her. Every loss is teaching her, and every headline, good or bad, is helping build her legacy. This wasn't just a game. It was a statement from Plum, from Reese, from fans, from the league. The too small taunt will be replayed in highlight reels and rehashed in debates, but it's what happens next that really matters. Because Angel Reese isn't just fighting for rebounds, she's fighting for respect, for growth, and for the next chapter of her story.
Sims takes the inbound feed. Here's Plum, a hop in her step. Plum, the blow by in the left hand.
And if there's one thing we know about her already, it's this. She's not backing down. Not from Plum, not from criticism, not from the moment. The WNBA has its next great rivalry, and we're all here for it. If you want more behind-the-scenes stories, rising rivalries, and bold moments from the WNBA, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. This season's just getting started, and trust us, you won't want to miss what happens next.
The swap for Luka Doncic and Anthony Davis is one of the most shocking trades in NBA history to date. And after that, it took some time for Luka to find his groove here in Los Angeles and be ready to talk about what happened.
He didn't hold a press conference. He didn't post a goodbye. Just one text and Luka Doncic was gone. But what happened behind the scenes after the NBA's most shocking trade left the Mavericks in ruins? And why does his silence speak louder than any headline? In February 2025, the NBA was hit with a shockwave that no one saw coming. Luka Doncic, the face of the Dallas Mavericks and arguably one of the top 5 players in the league, was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. It wasn't just a major move, it was historic. This marked the first time 2 reigning All-NBA players had been swapped mid-season. The Mavericks received Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick, while the Lakers added Doncic to their already star-studded lineup. Jason Kidd, the Mavericks head coach, revealed in a candid interview that he only learned of the trade an hour before it was announced publicly. His last communication with Doncic was a single text message sent the morning of the deal. He never got a reply. I don't think he was too happy, Kidd admitted, acknowledging the emotional whiplash the young star must have felt. For someone who had poured his heart into Dallas, the trade hit hard.
I texted him on that morning, and that's the last time I've talked to him.
How did he respond to your text?
I don't think he was too happy.
Fans were devastated. Luka wasn't just a franchise player, he was supposed to be the next Dirk Nowitzki, a loyal cornerstone for years to come. The abruptness of the trade and the silence surrounding it before the announcement only fueled the outrage. Questions swirled about what led to this decision and whether internal tensions or long-term vision shifts in the Mavericks front office played a part. Dallas, now left with a reshuffled roster, hoped the inclusion of Anthony Davis would keep them afloat. But the basketball gods had other plans. Davis strained his left adductor during his first game. Then, Kyrie Irving tore his ACL. P.J. Washington, Derek Lively, and Daniel Gafford all found themselves on the injured list as well. The team, once brimming with playoff ambitions, spiraled into chaos. The trade that was supposed to save the season ended up burying it. Yet, in the middle of the wreckage, a miracle happened. With only a 1.8% chance of winning, the Mavericks secured the top pick in the 2025 NBA draft lottery. Suddenly, Duke phenom Cooper Flagg was within reach. For a team desperate to mend its image and revive hope among fans, this was the lifeline they needed. It wasn't just about a fresh start, it was a chance to reset the franchise.
The Dallas Mavericks had a 1.8% chance to win the #1 pick overall in next month's draft.
1.8% chance of winning, the Mavericks secured the top pick in the 2025 NBA draft lottery. While Dallas tried to patch its wounds, Doncic began his new journey in Los Angeles. The spotlight in LA is unlike anywhere else, but Luka seemed unfazed. In his debut with the Lakers, he posted a smooth 14 points in just 24 minutes. He gelled quickly with LeBron James and Austin Reeves, sparking talks of a dynamic new trio that could push deep into the playoffs. But the hype didn't last long. The Lakers bowed out in the first round, eliminated by the red-hot Minnesota Timberwolves. Luka's stats were strong: 30.2 points, 7 rebounds, and 5.8 assists per game in the playoffs, but it wasn't enough. And for critics, the numbers didn't tell the full story. Enter Al Harrington, former NBA forward and now outspoken analyst. In a postseason discussion, Harrington raised eyebrows when he suggested that Luka simply couldn't maintain peak performance across an entire season. My concern is always, at the end of the season, he kind of flames out, Harrington said. It's a long grind, and if you're not taking care of your body throughout, the playoffs become too intense. It wasn't the first time Luka's conditioning had come into question. Despite his immense talent, whispers around his late-season fatigue have followed him for years. With Harrington's comments gaining traction, the Lakers responded in a serious way. They put out a listing for a new head strength and conditioning coach, offering up to $250,000 to revamp their fitness program. Insiders believe this move is directly linked to maximizing Doncic's endurance and keeping their new superstar in top form. The Lakers have posted a job ad looking for the title of head strength and conditioning coach, which will pay up to $250,000. As Doncic enters his first full season with the Lakers, the pressure is immense. LeBron James isn't getting any younger, and LA's window for contention isn't wide open. Doncic was brought in to extend that window, to carry the torch once LeBron steps aside. But before he can claim that throne, he needs to prove that he can finish strong, not just start hot. Meanwhile, the Mavericks are betting everything on the future. Cooper Flagg, hailed as a generational talent, represents their best shot at redemption. Paired with a hopefully recovered Kyrie Irving and a healthy supporting cast, Dallas could rise from the ashes faster than expected. But the ghost of Luka Doncic will linger. Every game he plays in purple and gold will be a reminder of what Dallas gave up. What makes this saga even more compelling is how sudden everything felt. There were no warning signs, no leaks, no cryptic tweets, just a bombshell deal and a deafening silence from Doncic himself. He didn't hold a press conference. He didn't post a farewell message. The trade happened, and he vanished into the Lakers system. That kind of move either speaks to heartbreak or to a man ready to turn the page. Speaking for the first time on Monday, AWST, Doncic addressed his former team's fans directly in a social media post that started, "Dear Dallas, in good times and bad, from injuries to the NBA Finals, your support never changed." For the NBA as a whole, this trade was a wake-up call. It reminded everyone that no one is untouchable. Loyalty only goes as far as wins and losses. And in the ever-evolving world of basketball super teams, even the most stable foundations can crumble overnight. Doncic's journey in LA is just beginning, but already the stakes are sky high. He's expected to bring championships, elevate teammates, and redefine the Lakers' post-LeBron era. But lurking in the shadows are questions about his health, his leadership, and his will to go the distance. Back in Dallas, fans watch with a mix of bitterness and hope. They've seen their hero leave, their season implode, and their future dangle on the potential of a teenager. It's a lot to process, but this is the NBA, where fortunes flip in an instant and legacies are built on how you bounce back. For Jason Kidd, this chapter might define his coaching legacy. He navigated the trade, the backlash, and now the rebuild. Whether he was part of the decision or a bystander, his ability to lead this new version of the Mavericks will be under a microscope. As for Luka, the road ahead is filled with both promise and pressure. He's no longer the underdog wonder kid from Slovenia. He's a superstar in the most scrutinized market in sports. Every step he takes, every shot he misses, every fourth quarter fade will be dissected. But if there's one thing we've learned from this saga, it's that Luka Doncic doesn't play by the rules. He rewrites them. If you thought this trade was wild, just wait. More behind-the-scenes stories are coming. Hit that like button, subscribe for the next twist in the saga, and let me know in the comments. Was this the worst trade in Mavericks history, or a blessing in disguise? LeBron just admitted something fans never expected. This might explain everything that went wrong with the Lakers, and what he said about his injury could change how you see this whole season. After a disappointing 5-game series against the Minnesota Timberwolves, LeBron sat down on the Mind the Game podcast and made something very clear. This loss wasn't about effort, and it wasn't about bad luck. It was about matchups.
It's the matchups, and we ran into a damn good matchup, a team that's been battle-tested, a team that's hungry, a team that a lot of youth, but also experience at the same time. And another team that's trying to make the next step. And, you know, they were a worthy opponent, that's for sure.
Coming from a 4-time NBA champion with 22 seasons under his belt, those words carry weight. The Lakers came into the playoffs as the 3rd seed. Expectations were high, maybe too high. But as the games played out, it became clear that something just wasn't clicking. One of the biggest moves of the season, and one that now faces heavy scrutiny, was the mid-season trade that brought Luka Doncic to Los Angeles. The Lakers gave up Anthony Davis and Max Christie to get him, a blockbuster deal that had fans stunned. At first, the trade seemed brilliant. Two of the league's most skilled offensive players, LeBron and Luka, sharing the floor. That sounded like a nightmare for any opponent. But beneath the hype was a dangerous hole in the Lakers' lineup. They had no one left to protect the paint. With Davis gone, and after rescinding their trade for Mark Williams, the Lakers were left exposed down low. Jackson Hayes couldn't hold the line, and coach J.J. Redick eventually benched him altogether. The result, Rudy Gobert and the Timberwolves ran wild in the paint, dominating Game 5 and sealing the Lakers' fate. To make matters worse, both of the Lakers' stars were struggling. Luka was dealing with a lingering back injury and had battled illness throughout the series. LeBron, meanwhile, was trying to power through something even more serious, a knee injury he'd kept mostly quiet.
First, how's the knee?
Oh, man, this is my first, in my 22-year career, this is my first knee injury.
Right.
You know, I've had, you know, the regular tendonitis and the patella, all that stuff, but this is the first time I've ever had a sustained knee injury where I had to okay, you got to get off your feet. You know, you got to kind of be shelved for a minute. And
in the same podcast interview, LeBron revealed that he suffered a grade 2 MCL sprain during the 4th quarter of Game 5. I knew as soon as the impact happened with me and Dante DiVincenzo, I felt it right away, he said. My knee locked up. That's why I stayed on the ground for a minute. I was trying to see if the knee would kind of release a little bit. But I knew right then and there that was a pain I hadn't felt before. The injury would have sidelined him for 4 to 6 weeks. Even if the Lakers had pulled off a win, LeBron says he wouldn't have been able to play in Games 6 or 7. That revelation hit hard for fans who had been hoping for a miracle comeback. It also shed light on just how thin the Lakers were stretched. With no Davis, an injured LeBron, and a hobbled Luka, the team was fighting an uphill battle from the start. Coach J.J. Redick, in his first season on the job, now faces a wave of questions. Could he have managed rotations better? Was benching Hayes the right call? Why didn't the front office secure a backup center after the Doncic trade? Redick's decisions are under the microscope, but LeBron isn't pointing fingers. In fact, he backed his coach publicly.